ドジャースの大谷翔平は日本時間18日、本拠地でのフィリーズ戦に1番 DH で先発出場しました。前日の試合で史上6人目となる2年連続50本塁打を達成し、さらに5回無安打投球を披露したばかりですが、その偉業に米メディアの熱狂は冷めやらぬ状況です。米国の人気番組リッチアイゼンショーでも大きく取り上げられ、司会のリッチアイゼン氏はこの歴史的快挙に驚嘆するとともに、この偉業はもっと注目されるべきだ、 NFL の話題よりも大谷を取り上げろと強い口調で訴える場面もありました。さらに WBC 米国代表監督を務めたマークデローサ氏も米番組内で大谷の投球について分析し、その内容に驚きを隠せない様子を見せました。これらの模様は日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
We're a perfect example of we live in a football world in the United States of America, a sports conversation, right? It's anything is football-wise is fodder for discussion, and we are at the forefront of this sort of thing. But we love baseball around here as well. And what's happening again in the baseball world, I think we take it for granted. Last night, Shohei Ohtani started a game through 5 no-hit innings, was taken out. They got to keep him ready for the playoffs. And then he hit his 50th home run of the season later in the game. Let me repeat this. A Major League Baseball player who happens to be an international celebrity started a baseball game through 5 no-hit innings, stays in the game as a hitter, and hit his 50th home run of the season. This happened last night, and it's barely a blip. Like, we led the show about, Tyrod Taylor starting for the Jets, 0-2 Jets, and then, Jake Browning and getting his start for the Bengals and what that looks like for a 2-0 team in Cincinnati. And, the Mets and the Reds are kind of battling it out for a wild card spot. I think your Mets are going to be safe at the end of the day, despite falling off a cliff lately.
I mean, man.
Red Sox blew it last night, too.
But, yeah, and the Yankees were up 10-1 and then won 10-9. It went from a laugher to a nail-biter. And the Dodgers lost the game, by the way, to the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, they were up 4-0, and the Phillies came all the way back.
Right, and we may be living in a Milwaukee or a Wisconsin world at the end of the day if the Brewers win the World Series and the Packers go on to the Super Bowl. But the long story short is, let me just repeat this. A human being on planet Earth is a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball, tough enough as it is.
Very.
Okay. He throws 5 no-hit innings. And, of course, he's being taken out because, we're ramping him up. Shohei is not going to go. I mean, could he have – I don't know how many pitches he had when they took him out. But it makes no sense. I mean, listen, the playoffs are 10 games away. Keep him ready. Save your powder. Dodgers at some point are going to have to take – could be the Mets. Could be your Metropolitans, sir. Shohei Ohtani threw 5 no-hit innings, stayed in the game, and then hit his 50th home run of the season.
That's insane.
How many stolen bases does he have?
On the year?
Yeah. Look that one up.
Let's see.
It's unreal. And we're taking it for granted. We're absolutely taking it for granted right now.
You're right.
Us Dodger fans aren't.
Oh, stop it.
God.
19 steals for
Okay. So he could have a 50-20 season, right?
Do you think it's because Shohei's so good, you just kind of used to it? You just expect it.
I guess.
It has to be.
I was watching this game last night. It was great.
I'm sure it was. It's 2 great baseball teams, the defending champs, the Philadelphia Phillies, who've been lights out of late.
It was
most of the season.
It went to extras. Like the Phillies hit a 3-run homer to take the to go.
It was a great baseball game. I'm sure. But yes, we are taking it for granted. We just and plus Ohtani isn't like going 7-8 innings. He's still rehabbing it back. But he's got enough under his belt to be starting in a playoff game. Now that will garner some attention.
Absolutely.
He starts a playoff game and goes 5 because that's all everybody goes anymore in a playoff game. Jack Morris is not walking through that door anymore. Okay,
Frank Viola.
All right, there's a third time through the order, and that rules the day for most. Like if we're going to see someone from Major League Baseball goes 7 innings. Who would it be? Scooble, who apparently used to be okay. Your guy Crochet might go 7, right? Somebody, one of these stellar studs on Seattle might go 7.
Maybe the guy who pitched last night for Philly, Christopher Sanchez.
Okay. Could it be Ohtani ramping it up?
I'd be shocked.
Let's get him 80 pitches, 90 pitches. He's efficient enough. So if he goes, if he wins if he starts a playoff game and pitches like that, you don't even have to go no hit. Any homers? Come on now. But we're taking the time out to talk about it. We have to.
Yeah, I haven't seen it on any other show today.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's it. He's just so good that we're just like, it's like when Steph Curry makes a 3 from 35 and he makes 3 of them. I go, I'm more surprised when he misses.
All right. Yeah, he's throwing 5 no-hit innings and then stays in the game because he can hit pretty well. Oh, and he hits his 50th homer in the season. Yeah. That's nuts.
He's something
We'll
else,
never see it again. Ever. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that.
Like top 5 stuff in the game. If anyone was paying attention, he was throwing 100 on a string with the most disgusting breaking ball. It was crazy.
And he was on the field with Kyle Schwarber, right? He was saying, watch me work. If you actually watch him between innings, too, it's just unbelievable how he's hustling. He's hustling off the mound. He's running to get the bat. It's just a lot.
It's going to be fascinating to see how he is used in the postseason. When, where, how long.
However he wants.
Yeah.
That when we won the division, I could get schnockered enough to ride the pine the next day and dig myself for 24. Just
That's not the case. It was Jeter and Harper.
Not the case. All in the lineup, all wanted to look at Ohtani in case.
That's a great point.
I thought the same thing.
They got to look at him. It was unadulterated disgustingness, filth, right? I just want to show you 2 at-bats. 2. I don't need to do them all. I'm going to take you quick. Here's Weston Wilson. All right, there's 99 at the knees. That's a cutter, I think, at 99 black. That's a cutter at 100 just off that he wants. Then he tunnels a sweeper off it. You have no shot. I'm going to take you to Otto Kemp here in the 5th inning. Bugs Bunny breaking ball, he thought it was going to hit him in the ribs. Then he goes sinker. Then he goes elevated heater. He's going to go breaking ball. Then he's going to tunnel 99 off of that and lock him up eventually. Breaking ball, now give me the fastball, tunnel, bang, see you later. It was for 5 innings, any pitch, any time.
He's throwing harder than he ever has before.
It was incredible. He was throwing Max Kepler. He was 100, 101, 101, 101.
No,
and then he'd go hit.
And went deep. It's ridiculous.
They got to get their bullpen fixed.
Yes, they do. That's a big concern.
Maybe he's in it.
Hi, John. Look, as you guys have shared, the feeling of frustration amongst the bullpen group, it is very much there and alive. And when you look at, as you were mentioning, just the back of the baseball cards, the track record of this group, it's a veteran-led group. They have so much talent, but right now, just things are not going their way. Dave Roberts, he talked about today, what is the first step for them to get back on track, to start rebuilding that confidence, especially considering there are only 11 games left in the regular season?
I think before the results has to be confidence. I was thinking about this last night. The offense went through it recently, and where, we couldn't find a way to get hits, to score runs, and there was some confidence, some pressing, and I think right now our bullpen is going through it. And so it's just kind of trying to reset a mentality, a mindset, and, expect good things happen. It's not like the talent has now dissipated. So it's kind of just trying to get back to pitch, like the hitters went at bat to at bat and, start building from there. You can't chase a 0 in an inning until you execute the first pitch and then keep going like that. And I think that right now you can see they're kind of trying a little too hard. So I think for me, it's a mentality that starts, and it's the ebb and flows of baseball. And, you can just see the trying to be careful, not attacking. There's a kind of, not attacking, but also then trying to make perfect pitches. So there's like a little bit of afraid of contact, but afraid of attacking. There's a fine balance with pitching instead of just kind of just letting it rip and with conviction.
Is that something you've considered, having a conversation with the bullpen group as they're looking to regain this confidence?
I'm thinking about it. They're starting to have conversations amongst themselves, which I think is the most powerful. And we'll see how that goes. And then, if I have to, interject some thoughts, I might do that.
A season after becoming baseball's first player ever with 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in a season, Shohei Ohtani created a new 50-50 club last night. 50 homers and 50 strikeouts as a pitcher in the same season, something no one had ever done before. The only other 50-homer hitter with any strikeouts was Babe Ruth, who struck out 3 batters back in 1921. And last night, Shohei said him pitching and relief has actually come up in conversations. He even added that he would be open to playing the outfield in October as well. Right now, let's head back inside the stadium. Kirsten joins us again live with more on Shohei. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Yeah, so it has absolutely come up in conversation, whether it's been Shohei Ohtani coming in as the closer as the game, coming in relief, potentially as a bulk relief guy, what that would mean when it comes to the Shohei Ohtani rule with him, if they would have to lose the DH, if they had him come in relief, would that mean he might have to stay and play the field? So these have all come up in conversation. Dave Roberts today, though, he was asked about it and just how serious this could be and if they've really dived into what it would look like if he were to either come in relief or potentially play the outfield. Here's what Dave Roberts had to say.
Right now, I don't have an answer. I know that we are going to be talking about it, but yeah, I just think that, I think the one thing you can say, though, is that we've used him once every 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days in between his last start. So to think that now it's feasible for a guy that's just coming off, what he's done last year or didn't do last year, to then now put him in a role that's very, very unique, because he's a very methodical, disciplined, routine-driven person. So, the pen is a complete opposite, right? So you potentially could be taking on risk, and we've come this far, certainly, with the kid gloves and managing them. So it's a very fair question, Jack. I just don't know how it could play out, but it's something we're all talking about kind of to make it work.
What would it take to get Shohei ready to play the outfield if that was the way you guys?
I don't know if it's a pipe dream, but it's very commendable from Shohei. But there's just, I think that what happens is that there's a lot of moving parts too. He would have to take on more load as far as kind of being an outfielder to then pitch. And then you have to get somebody who has a DH or kind of a platoon situation and get them to DH and try to get the feel of that, which is not easy. So it's like there's a lot of variables, but to know that he can potentially run out there, it's great. Maybe just in theory, but again, I love him for even throwing that out there.
So like Dave Roberts said, him playing the outfield, not on his radar right now. The thought of it potentially coming out of the bullpen, it's something that they are considering. They are being very mindful, though, just considering when you look at his start dates, even his last one, even yesterday, the one before that was in Baltimore. So he had 10 to 11 days before his last outing. He had typically been on a once-a-week schedule. So with Shohei Ohtani, if they were to move him to the bullpen, and first there was conversation that it could be true, but it's something they might want to try before the end of the season, or they could go with it because he's done it in the World Baseball Classic, guys.
Well, Alex, you were traded here on deadline day, July 31st. You had been here about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, boom, you hit the longest home run by any Dodger this season, 453 feet. So I want to ask, did you get a picture of that graphic? Because as you know, recently in San Francisco, Shohei did you 1 foot better at 454.
Yeah, that stings. I thought I was, going to have that nugget for all year. It would have been the greatest trivia question of all time. Who had the longest home run for the Dodgers in 2025? But, maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe I got one more in me. But I doubt it. Yeah, I did take a picture. I saw, a screenshot of it, and I posted on X, and I think I had 500,000 people basically look at that tweet. So it was pretty cool just to have that, and I'm sure I'll frame that and put it in my basement someday.
You had a bomb yesterday here too, and when you get those, I've seen you. We hit it. You put your head down and you just start going, no problem, even though you know you got it. But when you have a walk I mean, you have a bat drop when you walk. Do you realize what you're doing? Is that just reaction because you're so locked in and excited? But there's a nice little bat drop and hit when there's a walk as compared to your home run.
Yeah, I like to have a little bit of fun with it. I don't hit as many home runs as, Shohei or some of those guys, obviously. But I do walk a lot, and I take pride in walking. I used to, think walking was lame. But then I kind of made the viewpoint of, on-base percentage is good, and walk is just as good as a hit is kind of how I started to frame my mindset. And so, just have a little bit of fun with it. I I take the pitch, and it's like, all right, it's out of my hands, and I'm walking to first base. And so it's just kind of my little thing. Walks are fun, too, is kind of my motto.